Amidst the escalating tensions in Eastern Europe, the conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to be the focus of international attention. Kharkiv, a strategic city, is experiencing intense moments as both sides strive to gain an advantage on the battlefield. Meanwhile, the lives of Ukrainian citizens are further complicated by the decision to implement a nationwide emergency power cut. Below is an insightful look at the current situation, narrated by the Director of Military Intelligence of Ukraine, Mr. Kyrylo Budanov, and the latest developments from the battlefield. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine continues to escalate. The situation in Kharkiv is intense and changes by the hour, as it is the most important and challenging area for Russia. Ukraine has implemented an emergency power cut nationwide. The situation in Kharkiv is fierce every hour. The Director of Military Intelligence of Ukraine, Mr. Kyrylo Budanov, stated that Ukraine's precarious battlefield situation would worsen in the near future, according to the New York Times report on May 14. Mr. Budanov described the situation as on the brink as Russia continues to gain territory. Mr. Budanov said that Russia's clear objective in attacking Kharkiv is to thin out Ukraine's resources, thereby opening an opportunity for Moscow to capture Chasiv Yar, a city of great strategic importance in the Donetsk region. On the same day, Mr. Budanov said that the situation in Kharkiv is currently tense and changing very quickly, according to the Kyiv Independent. It is certainly not correct to say that Russia has achieved significant success in Kharkiv. At the same time, we must remember that the situation is quite tense and changes very quickly, said Mr. Budanov. According to Mr. Budanov, Ukraine is conducting operations to further stabilize the situation and begin pushing Russian forces back across the border. Mr. Budanov said that Moscow is planning a similar operation in the Sumy region. According to Mr. Budanov, small units of Russia are deployed along the border, but the situation still does not allow them to start implementing the plan. Mr. Budanov predicts that Russian attacks in Kharkiv will continue for another 3-4 days, after which Russian forces are expected to conduct a major offensive towards Sumy. Also on May 14, the governor of Kharkiv, Mr. Ola Sinihubov, reported that both sides had a fierce gun battle in the northern suburbs of the city of Vovchansk. Ukraine cuts power nationwide urgently on May 14. Ukrenergo, the state-owned energy operator of Ukraine, declared an emergency power cut nationwide due to facing a significant power shortage, according to the Ukrinform news agency. According to Ukrenergo's statement, the emergency power cut was applied on May 14, lasting from p.m. to midnight local time in all regions of Ukraine. On May 15, the power cut will still be in effect all day but will only apply to the industrial sector. The company said the reason they declared an emergency power cut was due to Ukraine's power facilities being severely damaged after recent Russian attacks. According to the TASS news agency, on May 14, the first deputy chairman of the Russian State Duma, Viktor Vodolatsky, reported that Ukrainian military forces had withdrawn from the city of Kupiansk in Kharkiv, leaving only defensive support units in the area. Mr. Vodolatsky also emphasized that Kharkiv is one of the most important and challenging frontline areas for the Russian military, especially due to the constant shelling from Kharkiv into Belgorod province. This has forced the Russian Western Battle Group to advance rapidly. The situation in Belgorod, as described by Governor Vyacheslav Gladkov, is tense, with at least 203 shells and UAV attacks from Ukraine during the day, damaging about 90 houses and several vehicles. In Kherson province, the Russian-appointed governor, Mr. Vladimir Soldo, stated that the Russian military had destroyed 28 Ukrainian UAV control stations and inflicted heavy damage on the enemy's forces and equipment on the right bank of the Dnipro River. The Russian Dnipro Battle Group also destroyed 15 Ukrainian military vessels. Finally, the director of the Russian National Guard, Viktor Zolotov confirmed that the supply of ammunition and equipment for the special military operation is now sufficient, with no shortages.